Growing up, my parents would always say, when you marry a boy or a girl, they were pretty on board with me being queer. I came out as queer when I was in high school, and then as my identity evolved and I ended up coming out as trans, they were also very on board. I feel incredibly lucky. I kind of was instilled just like with the knowledge that queer people existed from a young age, just because like my parents consumed like queer art, and so I kind of was able to put the pieces together early that like being queer was gonna be okay. Heard this story before. The girl at the front of the classroom is always the first to snap her hair tied back so tight she has a constant headache. I started doing theater when I was pretty young, and then I went to college and I was an acting major, and I also was starting to feel like there wasn't enough queer content in the world for me. I kind of realized that if I wanted to talk about my queerness and I wanted to talk about the kind of queer world I'd like to build, I realized I was gonna have to start writing those stories myself. I practice until I am perfect. Are your standards high? Well, make them higher. So I've always liked superheroes from a young age. I have like a very fond memory of watching the Tobey Maguire superhero movies with my dad. As I got older, as superhero movies were coming out, and as I was realizing I was trans, I would go see these superhero movies, and I realized that superheroes are incredibly similar to trans people in that we have like different relationships with our bodies than what is the norm. I love that with superheroes, their differences and their quirkiness, then their quirky bodies kind of are empowering for them, whereas for trans people, I feel like a lot of times we're told that the differences in our bodies are negative. It's so easy to like talk about being trans in a negative light. I constantly hear like, well, he was born in the wrong body, and I don't want to see my body as wrong. I'm really glad that I have my body. It's just that the way I have to navigate it is a little bit different than how a cisgender person has to navigate their body. And it does mean that I require different things medically, and that maybe that's okay, and maybe that can actually be a positive thing. So I have like a soft spot for some like older musical theater tunes. I like over the summer was like having a kind of hard time, and I was able to like turn to this song, and it, I don't know, like soothed my soul in some way, even though this was written by someone who like I am willing to bet would not even like guess that in the year 2018 a person like me would exist. I won't send roses or hold the door. I won't remember which dress you wore. I'm very grateful for the amount of queer art I was shown as a kid. However, I still didn't totally get much art that didn't focus on cisgender white men. So I didn't really have an accurate sense of what it meant to be trans. And I wish, so the superhero musical I'm writing right now is really something that I wish I knew, like, could be, I wish this existed when I was a kid. I wish I saw trans people who were empowered and were fighting for happiness. In me you'll find things like guts and nerve, but not the kind things that you deserve. And so while there's a fighting chance, feeling out of place in your body is not an only trans experience. Almost every person I talk to does not love their body, which is so sad to me, but I'm also excited to navigate that and maybe try and investigate why we do that through the story of Wonder Boy.